Hello everyone. Welcome to our studio celebrating crafts. This studio will be taken by myself, Jai Thakkar, our co-tutor Shreya Nanavati and TA Kamna Vyas. Many of you will know me, but still as a protocol, let me give you my introduction. I'm an associate professor at Faculty of Design, head of exhibition at CEPT University, and co-founder and executive director at Design Innovation and Craft Resource Center known as DICRC. At DICRC, we have been working with craft sectors and craftspeople since past 10 years, and the base of this studio has evolved from the work done at DICRC.
Hi everyone, I am Shreya Nanavati. I have been associated with Faculty of Design at CEPT since 2017. I have been also practicing interior design for more than 5 years now. This semester, I am going to be part of the teaching squad for this studio. Looking forward to have you on board for a fabulous semester full of fun and learning.
All our studios has been multidisciplinary, where it amalgamates various allied disciplines. This studio will be a collaboration of disciplines like graphic design, environmental graphics, storytelling, wayfinding, and exhibition design. But what is very important is the core of this studio, which is traditional and contemporary crafts, from where we will draw all our inspirations. One can define craft in many ways as handmade, cultural phenomena, creative endeavor, but in our opinion, it is a way of life that one embraces. Craft is the way we see the world around us, the way we understand the material and its origin, the way we connect with family, community, society, and most importantly, the earth. Craft is the soul of our culture. Craft can be defined and perceived in many ways, and that is the reason why it has been with us since thousands of years. And it is still emerging with the change in the society, economy, technology, and values. So, what will we do in this semester? We will do many things. We'll work hard, learn from each other, know many things about various disciplines. But most importantly, we will celebrate and enjoy. The studio has 7 exercises and will largely deal with 4 major actions: inquire, explore, analyze, and visualize. Apart from the work, we will also have huge number of interactions with craftspeople, designers, artists, historians, storytellers. And one more interesting thing is that we have collaborated with Raw Collaborative, which is a platform that brings huge number of craft designers from India to showcase their work at the Atma building in Ahmedabad. So let us begin with the exercises. Tradition matters. As we all know, how important are the traditions, whether it be passed on from our grandmother or they are more contemporary traditions of our current times. This exercise is about understanding the oral knowledge and the history of the Indian cuisine. You'll be inquiring about the traditional cultural cuisine from your grandmothers and grandfathers and communicate it through graphic design. COVID has surely brought out the hidden Gustav in us and populated our social media with the food related imageries. These are the few samples of how we will tell stories about our oral knowledge acquired from our elders. All these samples are indicative, and we expect far more in terms of originality and quality from all of you. Co-narrate. This is our second exercise. COVID has taught us many things, and one of them is surely digital storytelling. The art of storytelling has been a way of imparting educations to the younger generation in many cultures. In India, the narrative crafts has been employed by local people to tell various tales of culture and society since hundreds of years. There are more than 25 narrative crafts across India, and we will learn from these crafts to not only understand their stories but also to tell our stories. This exercise is about telling your story through through the lens of traditional narrative crafts of India. These are some examples of how personal stories are told using narrative crafts as a reference. Some of these examples belong to the student who took studio with us last year. Crafting stories is our third exercise. Taking the idea of storytelling further, we will engage into the stories of contemporary craft practices. The following video by Victoria and Albert Museum is a glimpse into how craft is part of a global creative industry. Crafts has now been part of a society at many levels. One of them is where the designers themselves work with various material to create crafted objects, or they work with traditional artisans to create them. This exercise is about finding such narratives and turning them into storybooks. In this exercise, we will collaborate with all the contemporary craft designers who are part of the Raw Collaborative Initiative and delve deeper into their lives and practices. Each of you will collaborate with one designers and narrate their craft design process through the illustrative storybooks. These samples also show the work of the FD students who were part of our earlier studio last to last semester. Craft in context. Every craft has its relevance in the context in which it has emerged. But in the current times, it is important to re-establish different contextual situations for bringing new directions in the craft sector. This exercise will look at various Indian traditional crafts and try to reimagine them in different urban contexts. The crafts in India has been an integral to our culture. There are more than 3 crore craftspeople in India, and it's time we pay tribute to this. Next, you will see a video by Google Arts and Culture program on crafts of India. We will be inquiring into the local crafts in our city and surroundings, and will bring them to the urban context. This recontextualization will become a base for not only reimagining and applying the crafts, but also to communicate its value to the larger section of the society. These are the few samples of where and how craft can be used within urban context with amalgamation of various design disciplines. Curating objects. In this exercise, we will identify what aspects of craft that need to be presented to the society. We'll collect a vast range of the objects from traditional and contemporary crafts of India to tell an emerging story of crafts through exhibition design. These are some samples of craft objects, whether traditional or contemporary. You will understand them thoroughly and select them under various thematic areas for the exhibition design exercise. The collected and the collated data for the exhibition will play an important role, and this data will be presented in form of the visual cards. For any exhibition, it is important to curate the content, and the data researched by you will be curated into the different formats of curatorial sequence. This sample work is of the students who were part of the earlier exhibition design studio. Context is the muse. In order to do an exhibition in the public domain, it will be important to find the appropriate context. In this exercise, the context will be identified in your city, where the exhibition celebrating the crafts and craftspeople can be designed. Context is one of the important design parameters, and in order to understand it, the context will be analyzed and studied. These are few samples of it. Now comes the final show, celebrating the experience. This exercise is about designing a spatial environment in an urban space to experience craft, culture, stories, and oral knowledge embedded in various craft practices across India. One of the interesting things about India are the bazaars, the market, which play an important role in promoting and selling of the craft objects. A short video will give you a glimpse into one of the bazaars of India. This exercise will be to apply the exhibition curatorial sequence to the actual context. The idea is to question the existing notions of the bazaar and design a modern craft bazaar. This will be an amalgamation of all your learnings from the field like crafts, exhibition design, environmental graphics, installation art, and storytelling. These are some examples of the final outputs. The idea is to make a narrative style drawings depicting the emotions of celebration and festivity. These are another few examples. All these drawings are work of your peers who were part of the earlier studios with us. Welcome to the studio about food, culture, craft, graphic design, environmental graphics, exhibition design, and storytelling. Let us all celebrate together. See you soon. Thank you very much.